Folks, I have a question to ask you, and the question is simply this. What if it were true? Now, your response may be by asking, what is what true? Well, before I reply to that, let me use an example of something that happened just a couple of minutes ago. I was on my way to just find a place to sit quietly and make this recording, and I was driving along one of the roads here in Port Alfred along the beach. And as I was driving, I came across this huge crab walking across the road. And I love little animals, and I would hate to see anything killed or maimed or injured. So what I did was I stopped, and I literally had to park my car in front of in the middle of the road, and direct traffic and get someone to help me to get the crab out of danger. Now I want you to picture this. What if that crab could actually understand English? What if for a minute I could be a Dr. Doolittle and speak to the crab, and the crab could actually understand me and had knowledge of what I was saying to him? And I were to ask the crab, what if it were true? You know that he would have the same reaction that you would have when I asked the question, what if it were true? He would say to me, what if what was true? Then I'll say to him, crab, do you have knowledge? And my question to you as a person is, do you have knowledge? Well, yes, everybody has knowledge. I'd say to the crab, do you have perspective? And I would ask you, do you have perspective? Of course you've got perspective. Everyone's got knowledge, perspective, ideals, ideas, philosophies, beliefs. And in exactly the same way, that crab had certain knowledge, perhaps beliefs, ideals, ideas, perspectives. Its perspective and its idea was, well, he needs to get across the road. But here's the thing, folks. What if I had to ask that crab, do you realize, or do you think it could be true that your life right now is in absolute danger? And the crab would answer, no. Why should it be in danger? I'm a crab. I do this every day of my life. I walk. It's what I do. I just happen to be walking on a road right now, but I'm still a crab, and I'm still do what I do every day. But no, there's no reason I should be in danger, you would answer me. And you know how many millions of people around the world, if you were to ask them the same question, do you realize that perhaps you could be in danger? And people would say, and I know this for a fact because I've asked literally many hundreds of people this very same question, do you believe that you're in danger? And they would say no. Why? Because their perspective and their ideals and their ideas and their philosophies and everything they've believed in is so strong that they believe that they're in absolute no danger whatsoever. But just what I want to just challenge you with, what about perspective? What about perspective? Do you have the right perspective? If that crab had the right perspective and he could actually see that and perceive that he really was in danger, do you know what? All of his knowledge, all of his ideas, all of his philosophies, everything else he's accumulated in his life would mean absolutely nothing. But his perspective would suddenly make him realize, wait a minute, I'm in danger. And then I would need to ask him, well, if you know you're in danger and your perspective on your situation has changed, what are you going to do about it to get out of danger? That crab would say to me, I'm going to turn around and get back very quickly from where I came and back into the bush where it's safe. And folks, in exactly the same way, my question to you is, what if it were true? And to answer your question, what if what was true? I'm not going to answer that just yet. But I do want to challenge not your ideas or your ideals or your philosophies, because nobody can convince you whether you're right or wrong. Nobody. And I'm not going to even attempt to do that. But I am going to say this. I'm going to challenge your perspective. Your perspective by asking you the simple question, what if it were true? And to be able to challenge that perspective, I want to invite you to a presentation, a talk, just a very informal get-together here at Medellina Caravan Park, and I will announce the date and the time on the Facebook groups very shortly. When the weather becomes more favorable, then we will send out the invitation, and I will invite you to come to a presentation. What if it were true? And to challenge your perspective, if you feel that perhaps maybe, just maybe, you could be like that little crab. Maybe your ideals, maybe your belief systems needs to be challenged. Folks, let me leave one thing with you. The Bible says, there seems a way which is right unto man, but the ends thereof may lead to death. And do you know how many millions of people today believe so much, so hard and fast in their hearts, that they are holding on to their ideals? They've lost complete perspective. All I want to do is help you see a different perspective, but not convincing you of anything, but by merely asking you a few questions with the same title. And the title of the question is, what if it were true? What if it were true? So come along when we announce it, and we really look forward to having you. Thanks. Bye.